Hello, hello, my friends. Another dedicated candle review for you today. We're going to be talking about SNIF Lost Claus. Now, this candle that I am reviewing in front of you is one of their 2-wick, 8.5-ounce vessels. You can see the packaging on this is absolutely beautiful. I do believe that they also offer this fragrance in a single wick 6-ounce vessel as well as their 4-wick 50-ounce vessel. So I've had some success with this format, like this size vessel. So when this fragrance popped up on my radar when I was over falling down the SNIF rabbit hole, you guys have probably noticed that here on my channel. This is a brand that's I've kind of been incorporating a little bit more because I originally fell in love with them with a lot of their personal fragrances, like their perfumes, but their candles are doing a number on me as well. We'll just say that. So anyways, when I was looking on the website, I decided, you know what, these fragrance notes intrigue me. Let's go ahead and try it in a vessel that I've had previous success with. I think my first candle that I purchased from SNIF was their Heal the Way fragrance, which to this day, that is my most complimented personal body care. It's perfume. It's my most complimented perfume that I've ever had. So I initially tried it out. That was the first candle, I should say, that I tried out from them. Had a lot of success with that, so I decided to purchase Mornings at Leven when that launched. Spoiler alert, I do have reviews on both of those candles. Both performed very well for me. In fact, I did repurchase Mornings at Leven with this haul, actually. So I decided, you know what, let's go ahead and try this one out. I purchased this 2-wick at the same time as I purchased a 2-wick of Old Saint Wick. So let's go ahead and talk about the fragrance notes here and get into the performance, what my nose is detecting, all of that jazz. And then I'm going to give you guys some closing thoughts at the end of this video. In case SNIF is running any kind of good Black Friday sales, I wanted to give you guys a couple of thoughts in case you're looking around the website there. Okay, so the fragrance notes here on Lost Claus are cardamom, cinnamon, nutmeg, smoked marshmallow, peppered gingerbread, vetiver, caramelized patchouli, and milky musks. Okay, so here's the thing. You would look at that, I at least would look at those fragrance notes and think that this is probably going to be a gourmand leaning candle, which it is in some regards. However, I feel like this is more spice mixed with a conceptual slight perfuminess. Here's the thing that I have discovered about SNIF. Much like Kringle candle, I feel like what makes a lot of their fragrances kind of stand out is the fact that they lean slightly conceptual. I feel like they don't go as far out into the weeds as Kringle sometimes does. Don't get me wrong, you guys know I love my Kringle. But sometimes Kringle, they get a little far out there in the weeds, and I'm not always sure that their super conceptual fragrances are to my nose's liking. I will tell you that I feel like SNIF's fragrances are conceptual, and yet at the same time, they hold mass appeal, which I think is a balance that a lot of fragrance companies are probably trying to look for, right? They're looking for that ability to set themselves apart with their packaging and their fragrances, but they also don't want to be so out there that people are like, yeah, no, this isn't for me. What do I smell with this Lost Claus? To me, you guys, this is like a very sophisticated, I wouldn't really even say that this is this is not a bakery gourmand. If you want bakery gourmand, you're going to go with Mornings at Leven. This to me is kind of a spicy fragrance mixed with a little bit of a masculine kind of sexy vibe. This is not like your mahogany teak wood, not anything like that. But the notes that I'm picking up in here, I definitely smell the cardamom. That note where they say smoked marshmallow, there is something about this that rings a little bit earthy. I do smell patchouli, but they say peppered gingerbread, vetiver. Vetiver comes across a little bit resinous to my nose. Milky musks. This is a little bit harder fragrance to truly describe, you guys, but I like it. Do I see myself needing to repurchase it? No, but has this been a really nice, I really prefer burning this in the evening in my bedroom. This is a really nice bedroom candle, particularly for the colder months. I feel like it just, again, there's a little bit of spiciness to this, but this is not like you're with grandma baking gingerbread cookies spice or making pumpkin pie, not anything like that. And here's the thing, you guys, I actually tried their pumpkin, what was it, their pumpkin smash. I know a lot of people love that candle. I actually got that candle and I decluttered it. I did not like it at all. I didn't even really talk about it here on my channel. Something about that one when it was burning did not hit my nose, right? But this one does. This one works for me. So again, the way that I would describe this, I smell cardamom, the cinnamon and nutmeg, not a ton. I mean, it's not like an overtly cinnamon nutmeg gourmand type of scent to me. I think it's the cardamom with the smoked marshmallow. Like that smoked marshmallow, I think gives this a tinge of sweetness in there. But I do get peppered gingerbread. I definitely get patchouli in there, but again, this is not overly dirty hippie patchouli. There is like a sweetness to it, I would say. And the vetiver, there is kind of a resinous note to this. This is very, very well done, you guys. Again, not going to be a repurchase for me. I don't love this as much as I love the Old Saint Wick or Mornings at Leven, but I can see why this one gets such high reviews, because I feel like if you are somebody who, again, likes something that's maybe a little bit more cozy, spicy, masculine, I think that you would really embrace this candle. So let's go ahead and talk about the performance of this one. So you can see 2 wicks. First off, this vessel is beautiful, and I really like, I feel like I can repurpose this vessel. By the way, you guys, this does retail for $46. I will tell you at the end some ways that you can save some money, but yeah, it is a little bit spendy. What I will say is that this is like a soy, it's a soy wax blend. I don't believe it's paraffin. I believe that they're like all like plant-based waxes. Very, very clean burning wax. Now, here's the thing that I will say that I experienced with this candle as well as my 8.5 ounce vessel of Old Saint Wick. I did have some issues in the beginning with both of them getting this candle to kind of pull out all the way. I felt like the wicks were not as lively as they were from the get-go with the Mornings at Leven and Heal the Way. I actually did write into SNIF with the Old Saint Wick because initially what I found was that was actually impacting the strength and throw of the candle. I will say that this one I feel like started to come to life more so on the 3rd burn. Now you can see I've got pretty healthy wicks going on there. So a way that I was just trying to get this one to pull out a little bit faster after my experience with the Old Saint Wick was that I did put this in a hurricane the first couple of burns. But now that I'm beyond the halfway point, I mean, I'm well beyond, I would say even like by like this point of the burn, I did notice that the wicks started to come to life. And this candle did start to project and throw a little bit more. So I'm going to tell you guys, first couple of burns on this one in this format, I did find the strength and throw to probably be like medium. I would say maybe around like a 5, like 4 or 5. However, now that the wicks are, you know, the flames are nice and healthy, I would say that the strength of this is probably, strength and throw is probably around a 7, 7.5 for me in this little 2 wick, which is pretty impressive. Again, for a smaller candle, again, put my hand up like next to it. That's, you know, I got kind of small hands too. So it's not a very big candle, but I've been pretty impressed with the performance. Like I said, other than that first go around, I did want to give you guys an update because I did mention the Old Saint Wick, the issues that I was having with it. The first few burns with that. I did write into SNIF and they did end up refunding me for that candle. They asked me if they wanted to send a replacement of that candle or if I wanted store credit, and I just said store credit because I knew that I would find something else that I love from them, which I did. But yeah, anyways, you guys, I do give this candle 2 thumbs up if you are interested in it. Again, if you don't really like spicy, somewhat masculine conceptual fragrances, then I would say that this is not going to be the candle for you. But if you are interested in it, if it sounds like something up your alley, then I would say go ahead and roll the dice. Now, here's what I'm going to say about how to purchase this candle, because like I said, $46, that's pretty pricey for an 8.5 ounce candle. What I will say is that I do feel like this candle does not burn even though the wicks look kind of like a healthy flame there, the burn time on these is surprisingly longer than what I thought it would be. The longevity of these, with my Old Saint wick that was in this format, it looked like I only had a tiny amount of wax left, and that candle burned for like 8 hours before, like I wasn't sure where the wax was coming from. I was like, wow. So I will say that they burn for quite some time. But here's the thing, we are heading into the holiday season. I am pre-filming this video a couple of days ahead, so I am not yet aware of what SNIF's Black Friday sale is going to be. I do know that they had a VIP access event about a week and a half ago that was 35% off site-wide. So I would anticipate that they're probably going to offer that type of deal, maybe even deeper discount. So I would highly encourage you to shop if there's going to be a deep discount. Then the prices are a little bit more reasonable. The other thing that I am going to say with SNIF, and that, one thing, their rewards program is absolutely incredible. You guys, like, I've made a couple of purchases over the last month, and I have redeemed so many rewards. Like, you accrue those rewards very quickly. I've purchased a couple of the 4-wick candles, and I had like, the reason I was able to do that was because I had like $80 in rewards off of a previous purchase that I was like, I don't even think I spent $80, Their rewards program is very, very good. So that is the other thing that I would say. Make sure you sign up for the SNIF rewards. They've got a lot of excellent perfumes that I would recommend. I love their hot cakes. Like I said, Heal the Way is my #1 complimented fragrance. Gentle Reminder is a great scent. Spoiler alert, I have a perfume haul hopefully coming up for you guys later this week. And one of the perfumes I hauled was Sweet Ash. Really like that one. So yeah, there's a lot of great perfumes on the website. But the other thing that I did want to give you guys an update, the Old Saint wick, I did purchase in a 4-wick. I lit that candle last night, you guys. I had it going. First off, I started smelling it within 15 minutes of it being lit. And the throw on that thing was phenomenal. It was about a 9. So I would say if there's a fragrance that you really, really like, if it's within your budget, and if there's a really good sale going on at SNIF, go ahead and pick up a fragrance in the 4-wick, because yeah, I don't think that you will regret it. The performance has been very, very good so far on that 4-wick. Just wanted to give you guys a little bit of an update, because I had mentioned that I had had some strength and throw issues with the Old Saint wick in this size format. And it doesn't look like I'll be able to get my dedicated review of it up prior to Black Friday. So just wanted to let you guys know, if you're wanting my thoughts on the Old Saint wick, get it in the 4-wick. The 4-wick is incredible, and it's performing very, very well for me. No issues. So anyways, you guys, let me know in the comment section down below if this is a fragrance that you like. What does your nose detect if you have had it? Always like to hear your thoughts. Is this a brand that you guys like? Again, I feel like I've fallen down the rabbit hole with this brand. I've liked to, I've kind of been dipping my toe in with some of their stuff over the last year and a half, I'd say, but I feel like I've really just stepped into it now. So here I am with all of these SNIF candles. So anyways, you guys, please hit thumbs up if you found this review helpful. Consider subscribing to my channel if you are new. I do want to say thank you so very, very much for spending your time here with me today. And until my next one, I hope you all go out and have a very blessed day. Bye.